So in this example, we're going to take a look at frequency tables and histograms. So the problem that we've got here is that a toy tricycle comes with this label, easy to assemble. An adult can complete this assembly in 20 minutes or less. 36 adults were asked to complete the assembly of a tricycle and record their times. Here are the results, and we've got this list of numbers here. We want to first find the average time taken and the median, which we've done in previous lessons. Then we want to create a frequency table for the data, and then use that frequency table to draw a histogram of the data. So let's start by just copying our data here and getting it into Excel. And Control V to paste, and I'm going to match destination formatting. So if we want to find the average and the median, let's just label some cells there to store them, average and median. We've done this before as well. So for the average, we are going to use equals in this cell here, means we're putting in a formula. The formula that we're going to use is average, open our parentheses, highlight the data that we want, and it's okay that it's spread across three rows. Close our parentheses and hit enter. So there we've got the average is 20. So on average, it takes them 20 minutes to complete this. Now let's figure out our median. So again, equals, command we're going to use, or the formula that we're going to use is median. And again, we highlight our range, close our brackets there, hit enter. So the median value, or if we were to arrange these in order, the middle value is 20 as well. When we're making a frequency table, we want to get a sense of how the numbers are distributed over their range. So let's first figure out what the range of values are. And to do that, we want to figure out what the maximum value is and what the minimum value is. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. Maybe that'll be easier to see. So to find the max value, we are going to use the max formula that we used in a previous lesson and highlight our data. There we go. So the maximum time taken was 32 minutes. And to get the minimum, again, we use our min formula, highlight our data. There we go. So the minimum time taken was 8. So we want to see how these time values are distributed over the range from 8 to 32. So to create it, we're now on to the second step here, creating a frequency table. So what a frequency table does is we define certain intervals of time, what we sometimes call bins. And we see how many of these values that we've got fit into each one of those little bins or intervals. So I'm going to create a title here called intervals. Okay. So I might have an interval that goes from, let's say, 0 to 5, and then one that goes from 6 to 10, one that goes from, I don't know, 11 to 15. So each of these has got about the same width, okay, about a width of about 5. And we define our intervals so that there is sort of no space in between them. So there's no sort of space between 5 and 6 here because all of our numbers are integers. And again, they're all the same size. So we've got 11 to 15. Next up would be 16 to 20. And we want to cover the entire range that our data covers. So 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, and that covers our range because our maximum value is 35. So the way we get Excel to make the frequency table for us is we're going to set up a list of values in this next column here. And the list of values is going to be the top value of each of these intervals. So 5, 10, and you can see there that it's 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. Okay. And then over here, we can call these our bins, but it's just another way of specifying our intervals. This column here, we are going to get our frequency data. So we're going to figure out how many of these times are between 0 and 5, how many are from 6 to 10, and so on and so on. So the way that we do this is we're going to use a formula. So put the equals in there. The formula that we're going to use is frequency. Okay. So for frequency, we need two things. We need the data array, which is this thing here, and then we put a comma, and then we want to highlight our bins array. Okay, so that's this array that we've created with the upper limit of each one of our bins. Just like that. Okay, now this is the tricky part. I hit enter and it just fills this one in, this 0 here. I want to copy this thing down here, okay, but I want to copy it not as just a formula, as a array formula. So I've actually done that wrong. I want to highlight this and I want to do Control Shift Enter. Right? Oh, sorry, I wanted to do this up here. Going up to the formula bar here, Control Shift Enter. Okay, and now I can copy it down. No, that's still not right. Let's just do this again. Okay, let's put in our formula again. Frequency. I just got to spell frequency correctly here. Frequency. Okay, our data array is right here. Our bins array is right here. And let's just do Control Shift Enter. Okay, let's try this one last time here. I'm going to highlight the region where I want my frequency values to go. I'm going to put in my formula here, so equals frequency my data, my bins, okay, close my brackets, and now I'm going to hit Control Shift Enter. And that's what it should look like there. So in each of these cells here, it is filled in the number of time values that appear in each one of these intervals. And this last one that it's added down here is number of values that are greater than 35. So it's everything that's outside of my range. So if I want to take this and I want to turn this into a histogram, basically a histogram is kind of like a column chart with these frequencies versus these intervals. So I'm just going to highlight my intervals and my frequencies here, and I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to insert a column chart here. Oh, doesn't like that. So let's try this, more column charts, and here we go. I'm going to choose that one over there. Okay, and there's my column chart. So my intervals are labeled with these ranges. Now, because there's no space in between these ranges, what we usually do is we get rid of the gaps between these bars. So if I click on this data series here, to bring up my format data series thing here, there's a slider here for gap width. So if I put that down to 0, it gets rid of the gaps in between my bars. And now, so if we want to see where one starts and the other one ends, we can, let's see, change our border here to a solid line. We can make it black, and that makes it a little easier to see where one bar starts and another bar ends. Okay. We should change our title here as well. This represents time to assemble a tricycle. YCLE. Okay, and we should label our axes here. So our horizontal one, we will label time in seconds. And our vertical axis, we can usually just label frequency. Okay. And there is our histogram.